fight off Niang. Those of you that don't watch a lot of international judo might be thinking, Morocco, nah, it's not going to happen, is it? Well, Niang is the African champion, and she's not a bad little fighter.
I think a lot of her training's in France,
I was
is it
gonna
not?
say,
Is that right?
yeah,
She's
yeah.
based in France, so yeah, still gets a lot of good training, I should imagine. I think Klys was a bit unluckier in the day to our British fighter. She was winning by Yuko with a couple of seconds on the clock, I think, and Sally managed to catch her, so
There you go.
she'll be hopeful of a medal today. Oh,
Little Sumigaeshi effort there from Niang, just going off to her left.
she does that well off both sides, doesn't she?
Just feel a little bit more pull on one arm as she's going over. Might turn the body a little bit more, but it's easy to say from here. Speaking to the Sumigaeshi expert who's sitting on my right-hand side.
I'm not sure you can call me an expert. I do a few bad ones as well. It's one of those.
Yeah, yesterday was particularly bad, wasn't it? What did they give you for that one?
Well, that one was okay in the final, but yeah, some of them earlier in the day, I think the Pollock was looking at me like I didn't know what I was doing, but there you go. Some work, some don't.
You might want to send him a little diagram of how it's done, you know, and a picture of you on the number one spot.
Well, that's what matters at the end of the day, isn't it? So
Yeah, you're up there. I'll put my foot in it by saying you shouldn't try it again. You can see it coming.
he wasn't the only one. I believe our British coach Kate Howie said the same. She was like, "Oh, leave that alone." Oh no, Yuko. So yeah,
Klys has picked up the Shido. Apart from that, it's been Niang doing the attacking.
he's very physical, very strong, especially early in the contest.
The Polish fighter is a bit taller. It's not having any effect on Niang's attacking abilities, is it? She's still in there. Stepped off that nicely, just moved around. Didn't even push the hips forward, saw that come in, moved around, almost got caught there.
Just managed to evade that one. It's tight.
Dave Brown, the referee, just asking the Polish coach to coach just during the contest, as opposed, during the mate period, rather than during the contest.
I never understand it. I mean, whenever I'm out on the mat, I only want my coach to talk to me during the mat. I find it really distracting if they're coaching me during the fight. I find it harder. It's really hard to concentrate.
That was the paper that this American wrote about. It was a terrific paper. I wish I could find it now. It was a couple of years ago, about concentration levels and how much information that you can take in during times. They asked competitors what they heard, because they were given these key phrases, so they already knew what the coaches were going to say and when. They gave them to competitors at different times of a contest, and then they asked the competitors afterwards what they heard, and they heard the things during the mate.
Yeah.
Those were the ones that they were remembered. Those are the ones that they were able to go to.
Yeah, we always talk about the mistakes you can make in coaching. Sometimes, especially during the contest, it's the last bit you hear, which is sometimes not the bit of information that was the important part. So,
and a lot of the high level competitors know some of the information that's been shouted to them. You know, the arm goes up, the coach shouts out, "Watch that arm!" Huh?
yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
I can feel it. You know, I know the arm is there.
Well, that's always the point.
Yeah.
If you try and involve the brain process before or during a contest and you hear things, it's too long, and by the time you've looked at the arm, it's on your back and you're getting landed on your back. So
I'm going to look for that study, because it was really well done, and it was a reasonable number. You want it tested properly,
yeah,
but it was well thought out, well worked out, and it, said, fighters do hear things, but they hear more and more quality information during breaks. That's the time.
And I think that's the key, what you just mentioned there, the word quality.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of information across if you're coaching the whole fight.
See, he can start now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a good 15, 20 seconds sometimes. It doesn't sound like a lot in time, in the seconds, but the amount of information that you can get out in 15 seconds verbally is quite a lot.
Especially if you're a strong coach from the chair. Especially if you're strong.
And you know the fighter well.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, go on, Colin.
Yeah, I think the Polish girl is coming back strong. It looks like Niang's run out a bit of steam here, so she's picked up the second Judo there. So
yeah,
she's under some pressure now.
Score needed here.
It's very difficult chasing a penalty when you're chasing a drop Sianaki player as well, because you're pushing on, and every turn they make is it's usually you walking onto their back, and she's just received the third Judo. I think she's going to need to score for definite.
Finding it hard to catch her breath now. And
Yeah,
there's the desperation.
Attack. Yeah, you could see that was tired, I think she might kill this off here. Maybe one more chance.
Dave Brown has a look at his colleagues. That's the referee in the middle looking across to see if they want to end it now or just leave it for the next 18 seconds. They're going to give her one more roll of the dice, and as you say, she almost ran onto it.
Yeah, when they pressure on.
Yeah. Klys is going to burn one of her own here.
Yeah. It's always really interesting, isn't it? She's looked comfortable for the last 50 seconds, and just because the girls rushed her, she's panicked a couple of times and tried to avoid the pressure, but she could receive full.
If she hadn't gone for that, I mean, I'd have been looking to pull down a little bit more, rough her up a little, because she was in a poor position. She may have drawn the third Judo. However, whenever these situations come up, always go back to the thing. Rather than finding a way to draw the penalty to get your opponent another Judo, find a way to throw him.
Yeah.
Now we know that she couldn't. She tried for 4 minutes, but we were then talking about what she could have done to get her Judo. That's not the game.
Yeah.
That is not the game.
It's true. It's a difficult line. I think sometimes when you hit, I suppose more so when you hit qualification and you're hitting world championships and the real big ones, the Olympic Games, those fine margins are what you need.
Yeah, exactly. You need that Judo.
It's development, isn't it? So maybe she needed to know